Hi, I'm Ira Glass. This is Chicago Public Media. Nick, I told you to play the music later. Nick, cut the Thank you. As you know, the podcast Serial has become immensely popular. It's garnered millions of viewers, and it's now topped the iTunes charts for the past 8 weeks. But despite its current success, it was a long road to get there. Serial came out of a long string of less popular beginnings that later became instrumental in its foundation. Today, on the first episode of Serial, Behind the Scenes with Ira Glass, we look at these earlier, less popular, but still important podcasts. As Thomas Edison once said, "I didn't fail. I found 10,000 ways that won't work." Nick, turn on the music. You're supposed to... After I said the Edison line... So it all started in 2012 when I had this idea for making a show about how we interact with all the objects in the world around us. And I talked with my producers, and I said I wanted to do a different angle than, say, the show How It's Made. I wanted to actually listen to the objects. And so with that became the show Material. Here's an excerpt. Episode 2, Bricks. By the third episode, it became apparent that no one was going to listen to this podcast. Viewership had decreased from 30 in the first week to 0 3 weeks later. So we went back to the drawing board. We redid everything. We decided we wanted to have a series of podcasts about a different sort of series. That's when we came up with Frequency. Frequency is sponsored by Squarespace, a space for squares. No, I don't know. I don't know what it is. You don't know either? All right. Welcome back to Frequency. Episode 1, 500 Hertz. We were completely unprepared for the immense popularity of Frequency. It topped the charts, #1 iTunes downloaded song. There were people raving about it on Twitter. The only problem is, a couple days later, we found out the reason for Frequency's popularity. It was mislabeled as a Miley Cyrus song. After iTunes cleared up the mislabeling, the subsequent Frequency episodes, 100 Hertz, 200 Hertz, 1,000 Hertz, and even 1,600 Hertz, all did not live up to the amount of viewership and popularity the first episode got. After facing a lawsuit following the 5th episode, which freaked out a pit bull that later ate a child, we were then again sent back to the drawing board, looking for something that could break through. The first 2 were failures, but you know what they say, third time's a charm. I immediately emptied out all the ideas in my head, from recording the sounds of busy expressways and highways to looking at the perspectives of different microbes to doing an entire podcast done while skydiving, but none of these quite fit. And then I had a eureka moment. Cereal. No, not the cereal we ended up with. The breakfast cereal. Have you ever thought of a world where you can't experience all the different types of breakfast cereals? Probably not. But today we're going to Maryland Correctional Facility, where General Mills has a complete monopoly over the cereals that the inmates can eat. Today we did something revolutionary. We brought into the prison a bunch of cereals that weren't made by General Mills, from Kellogg's cereals to other store brand. These are cereals that these inmates haven't eaten since the civilian life, and thus we have an incredible opportunity to re-experience their first taste of a particular type of cereal. So, what do you think of Snap, Crackle, and Pop?
Well, I haven't really tried it since I was wrongfully convicted of killing my ex-girlfriend.
Eureka. Nick, you can turn off the music. It's all over. Thanks. No, Nick, turn it off.